And welcome to another edition of the Sports Block. As we're here tonight for your Middle Creek Mustangs baseball team as they take on rival Fuquay-Varina. I'm Adam Ireland.
I'm Harrison Eaton.
I'm Griff Barlow.
Should be a good one tonight between two traditional rivals who are both ranked as in the local News and Observer rankings. As Fuquay is 14 and Middle Creek is 17, so should definitely be a good one here tonight.
Yeah, it's always a good game versus Fuquay and Middle Creek. You can always expect a decent crowd to come out and a lot of intensity within the game. So it should be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, so your starting batting lineup for the visiting Fuquay-Varina Bengals is Cameron Johnson, Matthew Long, Garrett McCraw, Kyle Mott, who's also the starting pitcher, Jack Howe, Lake Rhodes, Lucas Jackson, Wesley Knowles, who's also the DH tonight as he's DHing for the left fielder, David Keith, and Vinny Consolo. And then your starting batting lineup for the Mustangs is Ryan Scholler, Wade Chandler, Ryan Chassie, the pitcher, Alex D'Agostino, Dom Derricole, Sean Horton, Todd Bobang, Josh Wright, and Jacob Schmiedel.
Sounds good.
Middle Creek and Fuquay in the past history between these two teams have split the series at 11-11, and we'll see who can take the series lead, the all-time series lead here tonight.
Sitting behind home plate here, you can really tell that Ryan Chassie, the starting pitcher, he's really bringing some heat tonight, and I think the Mustangs are really hoping to see a lot out of that.
Yeah, as of last year, I believe Ryan Chassie pitched in the 7-1 loss to Fuquay here when they played the first time, and then Middle Creek won 2-0 at Fuquay. And as Chassie's first pitch of the night, it's in for a ball one on the leadoff hitter, and that's in down low for a strike one to make it a 1-1 count on the leadoff batter, Cameron Johnson.
Already here you can see Chassie is a fast-paced pitcher.
Yeah, he likes to work the count, as this pitch is going to be in for strike two to make it a 1-2 count. So it's a good job on the first batter so far, Chassie, of getting behind in the count real early but working back. Go ahead, and that's going to be down a little outside. Good job by Bobang, the catcher, to corral that and keep it from going to the backstop. As Chassie has a little history of being a little wild as he strikes out, as Cameron Johnson strikes out swinging, so that's going to be Ryan Chassie's first strikeout of the night, and that's going to bring up Matthew Long for the Bengals.
Yeah, that was an impressive show there by Chassie as he just got the ball and went right back up and pitched it again. I mean, it's hard for pitchers to do that, especially at this level.
I've seen Chassie for a couple of years, and I know he likes to work fast. So this pitch is going to be in for a strike one, fastball right down the middle.
Yeah, seeing it in person is even a little intimidating just to look at it.
Afraid that ball's going to come back and hit us in the face.
And this is going to be down, and they're going to say he swung. Check swing, and the first base umpire is going to say he swung at it, so that's going to make an 0-2 count. Usually check swings there go the way of the batter, not the pitcher, but Chassie went his way this time. As the 0-2 pitch is in right above the knees for strike two. I mean, for Chassie's second strikeout of the night. So that's going to bring up the three-hole hitter, Garrett McCraw for Fuquay-Varina.
Good job by Chassie catching him looking there. Back-to-back strikeouts. Chassie coming out looking strong here.
Oh, yeah. As the ball has not left the catcher's mitt. As this is going to be a little inside for ball one on the first pitch.
Yeah, Chassie, a Campbell commit, I might add, is looking really impressive today so far.
Oh, yeah. And this is going to be in for a for ball two, make it 2-0 count. Yeah, I remember we did the first baseball game of the year, and Chassie came out firing, came out hot, and so far he's coming out hot here today, so hopefully that's a recipe for how the Mustangs are going to play. And that's going to be a little high for a ball. That's going to be a little high, so it's going to make it ball free for a 3-0 count.
Yeah, Chassie has to corral himself back here and, hope that he can keep that streak going of strikeouts instead of starting the balls to get to him.
It's going to be interesting here to see if, and that's going to be in for a strike one. I was going to say it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if head coach Milton Center for the Bengals was going to give McCraw the green light here to swing on a 3-0 count. Now it's a 3-1. See if he has the green light. It's going to be in for a strike too. So like that, all of a sudden, Chassis, after being down the count 3-0, is battled back to make it a full count. And this is going to be down for a ball. That's going to be down for ball 4. So that's going to McGraw's going to draw a 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up Kyle Mott, the pitcher.
Yeah, Mott, an impressive pitcher, and he can hit the ball as well. But he plays football for Fuquay, a receiver and a punter. So he has an athletic history.
He definitely has speed here. As and that's going to be on the outside for ball 1.
Yeah, you have to imagine those long legs help him pitch the ball. I mean, he almost looks like a Randy Johnson out there.
You gotta imagine helps him run too. As Chassis looks over to the first base where D'Agostino is covering McGraw, and this pitch is going to be a little outside for ball 2.
Chassis being a lefty here is a strong advantage to try to pick McCraw off at first base.
The 2-0 pitch is just inside the zone for strike 1, making a 2-1 count. As the ball is just off the bottom of Chassis' glove from the probe from Bobang. So, but not enough that McGraw could steal a second. And this is going to be hit high and deep to the left field, but it's going to be corralled by the left. This is going to be corralled by the left fielder, Schmiedel. So Chassis Chassis gets the 3rd out. So we'll be right back with the Sports Block. You're watching the Sports Block.
We have these to read off. When we come back. Huh?
At the end of this inning.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
it's
right.
not in the
I
middle.
didn't think about that. Jesus, I haven't watched baseball in a while.
Really glad I'm not up in here. That break. Going to break.
Hold on, did they just switch pitcher?
No, that's him. That's Mott.
I was looking at first base and I'm looking at pitcher. Like, what?
And welcome back to the Sports Block, guys. We're back for the bottom of the first inning after after Ryan Chassis was able to recover from a 2-out walk and get the 3rd out. So the first batter for the Mustangs here is Ryan Scholl, as will be facing Kyle Mott for the Bengals.
Despite Chassis' walk in late in that inning, he's come out strong in this one.
Definitely. And that's going to be in for a strike 1. So Mott's first pitch of the game is going to be in for a strike. Hits at the upper right-hand corner. And this is going to be in for another strike, as Mott's gone 2 straight fastballs to the top edge of the strike zone.
Yeah, Mott really bringing that intensity just like Chassis did in the first part of the inning. And he's coming out to fire, too.
As Scholler hits his pitch right to the right fielder, McCraw, so that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Mustangs. That's going to bring up Wade Chandler, the center fielder for the Mustangs.
the sun potentially may, at least here for a little bit, will play an effect on at least the first baseman, second baseman, and the right fielder. And see if
and the pitcher as well, as he is a little blurred, so he has to. But yeah, like you said, definitely on the more so on like the right side of the field, as that pitch is going to be in for ball one, make it a 1-0 count. As this pitch is going to be hit, his pitch is going to be lined in the center field for a 1-out single here for Chandler. So that's going to bring Middle Creek's going to have its first hit of the day. It's going to be actually our first hit of the ball game. So that's going to bring up Ryan Chassie, the pitcher, who's also one of the Mustangs' better hitters. And so
Chassie, a pitcher, but as we all saw in warm-ups this morning or this late afternoon, he was jacking some home runs over the fence.
Yeah,
he hit the ball.
He went right out of right field, which is as this is going to be in for strike one, which is where the wind's blowing out too. Well, it's not blowing right now, but when it is, it's blowing out to right field. So if we're going to see one leave the park today, it's most likely going to be out of the right field. As he's going to hit this one right over the head of the second baseman in the center field. Chandler's going to take third on the is going to take third. So Chassie's going to have a 1-out. He's going to have a single here that's going to move Chandler over the third, and we're going to have number 22 here, Daniel Alvarado come in and run for the Mustangs. We have number 22 Daniel Alvarado come in pinch run for the for Chassie, as in high school baseball and softball. You can have a pinch runner for your pitcher and catcher without having to take him out of the ball game, and that's going to bring up Alex D'Agostino, easy for me to say, with runners on the corners and 1 out. This pitch is going to be up. It's going to be high for ball one. So Chassie wasted no time getting seeing a pitch he liked and getting on base. And this pitch is going to be down in the dirt for ball two. Mott's got to be careful here to Mott and the catch and Rhodes, the catcher, have to be careful here not to let a ball get to the backstop, as a ball to the backstop will most likely score Chandler here. And that's going to be just inside the strike zone on the left side for strike one, make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, tough call there, but just snuck in a little bit inside.
Yeah, D'Agostino didn't look like he liked the call, as the throw over the first is not in time, so Alvarado will slide back in safely.
Alvarado, one of the Middle Creek's faster base runners. Watch out for a steal to second base and try to attempt to score Chandler here.
As this pitch is going to be, as Alvarado attempts to steal, he's going to be safe, and that's going to score Chandler. So Middle Creek executes So good job there by Chandler of seeing that the throw was going to try to get Alvarado. So taking advantage of that in scoring with his speed. So now all of a sudden D'Agostino has a 3-1 count with a runner on second, and Middle Creek leading 1-0. As D'Agostino fouls this one up, and it's going to be right down the right field line to the first baseman McCraw. So that's going to be the second out of the inning.
Great job by the first baseman locating the ball right in the sun. Very difficult play, well executed.
Yeah, I mean, I really have to give some props to Mott, as he kind of just wiped it off that we scored a run off a hit, and that he got right back up to pitch, and he got D'Agostino to pop up. So.
And this pitch is going to be to the backstop, and this is going to move Alvarado over the third. Like I was mentioning, if that would have happened in the last at-bat, Alvarado would have had no trouble taking second, and Chandler would have had no trouble scoring. But nonetheless, Middle Creek still was able to advance the run. Was able to get the runners to advance and score without D'Agostino having to reach base or have to. He didn't get a sacrifice there. He's not going to get credit with a sacrifice. But as Derek Cole fouls this one out of play, fouls out of play. So that's going to make it a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. Runner on third.
Base hit will most likely score Alvarado here. Middle Creek would love to get the 2-0 deficit going into the second.
Oh, yeah. As Derek will take a big swing at that, but it's going to be he's going to miss. So that's going to make it a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Yeah, he swung for the fences on that one. You could tell he was looking to crush that ball.
as this is going to be hit. And this is going to be a close play in right field as a right fielder, McCraw is going to corral it. So Middle Creek scores one run on 2 hits and 1 runner left on base.
Yeah, and for some of our Stampede Club sponsors, Jersey Mike's has a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of the 4 Jersey Mike locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group is changing the way people live. For more information about dental implants or to schedule a consultation appointment, call 919-567-3293. Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group.
Thank you again to our sponsors. We'll be right back with Middle Creek leading 1-0. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. With the first batter of this inning, Jack Howell for the Bengals. And the first pitch is going to be in for a strike one to make it an 0-1 count. So Middle Creek was able to capitalize on a steal there to score Chandler from third to give Middle Creek its first lead of the game. And that's going to be in for strike 2 to make it an 0-2 count.
Yeah, just edged the end of the box there. As Chassie's breaking ball really just came down, and Howell wasn't ready for it.
And that pitch is going to be in for strike 3. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and 1 out for Chassie.
Yeah, that helps him on the pitch count there.
Oh, yeah.
3 strikes and he's out. I mean, that was really not a great showing by Howell, but a really great showing by Chassie.
That was about as efficient of an at-bat as you're going to get.
For sure.
Or hit for the pitcher, and that's going to be in for a strike. Make it a 0-1 count quickly.
It was a good job by Chassie coming on a 0-2 count. Hitter knows it could be a curveball and executing on it.
And this is going to be swung at and missed to make an 0-2 count.
That's his 5th strike in a row. Chassie's really cooking now.
He's feeling it right now.
Yeah.
And announcer's curse, he throws the ball. Make it a 1-2 count. Yeah, announcer's curse there, throws the ball. And this is going to be in the dirt for ball 2 to make it a 2-2 count. Making a 2-2 count here for Rhodes. And this ball is going to be bounced in the dirt and make it ball free. So all of a sudden, after Chassie, Chassie there, after he just absolutely threw 5 straight strikes to start the inning, all of a sudden he's thrown 3 straight balls. So all of a sudden he's out of his groove.
Yeah, going up 2-0 in the count really doesn't help. As you know, you really try to touch the edge of the box, trying to get that last strike.
And that's going to be in for strike 3 as he gets him looking. That's Chassie's 4th strikeout, and that's Chassie's 4th strikeout of the day in 6 batters. So he's struck out over half of his batters, and that's going to bring up Lucas Jackson for the Bengals, the first baseman. And this is going to be in for a strike, making an 0-1 count.
Chassie had him fooled there. Rhodes thought that he had a walk to second, but it turns out when he was running 2 first, he was called out for a strikeout.
This Jackson's going to foul this one back out of play, so it's going to make it a 0-2 count here with 2 outs and no runners on base.
Yeah, that breaking ball that he brings for the lefty-righty, it's really tough for those right-handed players too.
And that's going to be in for ball 1.
But I was just saying that those right-handed, those batters, it's really tough for them to bring that ball to their eye and hit the ball. Yeah, his breaking ball is really good.
This inning, we've seen a couple of pitches for Chassie that's kind of bouncing in the dirt. Chassie's got to be careful with that, as when there's runners on base, they'll easily advance them, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, a little low there for a strike, but I mean he's still hitting the box.
He's close to it. He's definitely.
Oh yeah. Just
When you
right under
miss,
it.
as a coach, I'm sure that you want if when your pitcher's missing, I'm sure you want it like when he misses, I'm sure you want it to be just around the box because then that means he was just close, like maybe an inch to the left or an inch to the right, depending on which side of the box it is. It's a strike.
Yeah, it's tough for the batter to want to
And
swing
he's
at
gonna
that, too.
swing at that and miss, and but it's gonna be in the dirt. So the Bobank's gonna have to throw it the first. So after the top of the second, Middle Creek leads 1-0. We'll be right back with the sports block.
No.
Back bottom of the second inning. So we're back for the bottom of the second inning as the first batter of the inning is going to be Sean Horton for the Mustangs, as he has not had a bat. So in the bottom of the first for the Mustangs, they had Ryan Scholler flew out to left to right field, and then Wade Chandler and Ryan Chassie both had hits, and then Chandler was able to score on the steal by Alvarado, who was pinch running for Chassie. So the first pitch is in for a ball. And that's going to be in for strike one to make it a 1-1 count. On deck for the Mustangs, we have Todd Bobang, the catcher. And this is going to be hit right to the second baseman Johnson, who's going to get over to the first base. So we're going to get it over to Jackson for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Bobang. The Mustang catcher for the last 2 years, as he was the starting catcher last year after Jonathan Derrickle left. And this pitch is going to be in for a ball one. Ball one, as the swing was not close enough to call it a strike.
It's a great showing out here for a Friday night rivalry.
And this pitch is going to be in for strike one.
Yeah, as you said, Harrison, I mean, a lot more people have come once the game has started, and a lot of people are getting involved into the game, which really excites the players.
And this pitch is going to be in for ball two. Make a 2-1 count here. And this is going to be fouled out of play over towards the parking lot. And it's not going to get, I believe it's going to avoid a car. So somebody got lucky there.
Just short.
And there's going to be a mad fan over there in a minute if they keep doing that.
Yeah. That pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball two. I mean, for ball three. To make it a 3-2 count. Make it a full count here. Oh, this pitch is going to be over the head. That's going to be a wild pitch there on Mott, as that's going to draw a walk for Bobang. Bobang had to duck to avoid getting absolutely drilled in the head, as Chris Bleeker is going to come in the pinch run for Todd Bobang, the catchers, and that's going to bring up Josh White for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I know I wasn't the only one that flinched.
Yeah, I'll sadly admit that. Even though it was about, we have a net in front of us.
Yeah, we're flinching. I can only imagine what was going through Bobang's head, seeing that fastball coming right at his head.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky it didn't hit his bat and either go fair or he'd have to be in there for another pitch.
Yeah, that's why you duck. And that's going to be in there for ball one. So Mott's a little lucky there that there's no runners on base. As that could have, never mind, actually would not have scored any since it was ball. It would have been ball four.
But it definitely would have advanced some.
As this is going to be grounded. This is going to be hit just past the diving glove of the shortstop Long. So, I mean, of the second baseman Long. So that's going to So Josh White's going to have his first hit of the night. And that's going to put runners on first and second with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Jacob Schmiedel.
Bleeker, when he was trying to turn second, he thought that the
he almost he thought about going, but
he thought the second baseman Long came up with that acrobatic dive.
Yeah, but fortunately for the fortunately for the Bengals, as Consolo as that pitch is going to be in for strike 1, as the Consolo in center field was playing shallow, so he was able to get the ball quick enough to keep Bleeker at second.
Yeah, you can only imagine if it rolled past the center fielder. I mean, that would have been.
And that's going to be fouled way out of play.
You can imagine Bleeker would have come right around to third and possibly even scored off that.
Yeah. So this is going to make an 0-2 count here, 1 out. On Schmiedel here. With Bleeker at second and Josh White at first. As the 0-2 pitch is going to be hit foul.
Oh, the umpire.
Oh, they're going to call a balk here.
Oh, they call. Okay, I thought he said foul.
No, they're gonna call a balk here, so they're gonna award Bleeker home on the. They're gonna award Bleeker home in. Wait, no, they're gonna.
I think they called it a foul.
Oh, so
yeah, I think they did.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I was a little confused there because it looked like he was pointing towards home, which made me think he was gonna get Bleeker home base. So correction, yeah, they're gonna call it. They called it a foul.
I think he was directing Schmiedel back to home plate.
Yeah, I almost thought they were gonna give Bleeker home there for a second. I'm like, oh boy, a balk. That's a big call here.
He's on second base.
The umpire made it very visible that he wanted the foul to be heard by everyone.
Yeah, that's what you got. That's what you got to do as an umpire. You got to make sure everybody hears you, because and all the commotion and adrenaline. If you're talking in a normal voice, you're probably not going to be heard.
Yeah.
So you got to make it known. You got to make sure it's known, because especially since they don't have whistles like basketball and football and lacrosse and other like soccer. You don't have whistles, so you can't really. You got to be loud. As this pitch is going to hit Schmiedel, so he's going to take first on the hit by a pitch there. So Middle Creek has the bases loaded for Ryan Scholo with 1 out. Big moment in this game for both teams, as Middle Creek could blow this game open here. As Middle Creek could blow this game open here with a single here, Middle Creek would score at least 1. Probably a double here would at least score 2, possibly clear the bases.
Schmiedel's teammates love how he took 1 for the team getting hit.
Oh, yeah.
And that pitch is going to be in for ball 1.
I mean, you have to think that, number 21, Ryan Scholler, the second baseman, he's really looking forward to, if he can get a ball off his bat, then, he's definitely scoring at least 1, maybe 2. And if he hits it far enough, maybe 3. So.
And that pitch is going to be in for a strike 1. As this pitch is going to be grounded right to the second baseman, so that's going to be an RBI ground out there. So that's going to go as a sacrifice. That's going to be RBI ground out. So Scholler is going to have his first RBI of the day, and Middle Creek's going to extend its lead to 2, make it a 2-0 ball game. And that's going to bring up Wade Chandler, who singled and scored in the first and the bottom of the first.
Ironically, though, although it may seem like a lot of pressure with loaded bases, with only 1 out, it takes a lot of pressure off the hitter. As he's looking to, if he strikes out, he better go down swinging, as he has a big chance to capitalize on this game, which taking an RBI ground out is what they needed.
But now with 2, that challenge gets a little bit harder.
As that's in for a ball 1, making a 1-1 count with 2 outs and runners on second and third. This is going to be fouled right back at us, right back at me. As if only there was a camera on me to see that I absolutely ducked out of the way, even though there's a net there. So that's going to make it a 1-2 count there here on Chandler.
Thankfully, we're far enough distance from the net that we will not
the things
get
you
hit.
sacrifice to get the best seats in the game.
Exactly.
Exactly.
As Chandler's going to swing at that, so that's going to end the inning. So. Before we go to break, I'm going to tell you about some of our Colt sponsors. Harris Teeter supports Middle Creek High School with their VIC program. Register your VIC card at the St. Pete Club to support Middle Creek Athletics. Ask about student savings and checking accounts at PNC Bank on Sunset Lake and Optimus Farm. PNC Bank, supporting our customers and our community. Thank you again to our Colt sponsors. We'll be right back with the top of the third inning. You're watching the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the top of the third inning with Middle Creek leading 2-0. And the first batter of the inning is going to be Wesley Knowles, who is DHing for the left fielder, David Keefe. So, Ryan Chassie has faced 7 batters and he struck out 5 of them with 3 swinging strikeouts and 2 looking strikeouts. And that's going to be in for strike 1. Going to be for strike 1 as Chassie tries to continue to eat the Bengals lineup. As this is going to be in for a strike 2, making an 0-2 count.
Chassie's pace throughout these past 2 1/3 inning have
as this is going to be
slowed down.
It's going to be a strikeout for another strikeout for Chassie. Now he has 6 and 8 batters.
Yeah, as you were saying, I mean, if he keeps that pace going, then you can expect some more strikeouts out of him, as that was his 6th strikeout in just the third inning.
He has 6 strikeouts through 2 1/3 innings. That's getting it done. That's going to be in for a ball 1. So back to the last inning, when Middle Creek had the bases loaded with 1 out. It's big for Fuquay to get out of it, only giving up 1 run. As this is going to be fouled high up right down the right field line. As first baseman D'Agostino is going to corral it for the second out for Vinny Gonzalo. Was the batter for the Bengals. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter Cameron Johnson, who struck out swinging in his first appearance in the back in the top of the first. So we'll see if Cameron Johnson can get anything started for the Bengals, as that's going to be a strike 1 as he swings and misses at the first pitch.
Chassie loves throwing that curveball.
Oh, yeah. His curveball and fastball are a definite hard combination as he tries to get Johnson to chase down in the dirt, but he just takes it, so that's going to be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, the left-handed, right-handed batters really haven't affected him tonight, as he's succeeded in both.
And that's going to be in for a strike 1. I mean, for strike 2, making a 1-2 count, not strike 1.
But he's really been dominating the right-handed batters, as I've seen so far.
And that's going to be right on the edge. As Chassie thought he had the strikeout, as he was about halfway to the dugout when he saw that was a ball, so that's going to make it a 2-2 count.
He let that go, and as soon as he did, he just walked straight out, looking back, not knowing that he called it a ball.
And that's going to be in the dirt for ball 3. So full count here. Full count with nobody on base and 2 outs. Middle Creek leading 2-0. Fuquay still looking for his first hit. As he's going to swing in, as Johnson's going to swing and miss at that one. So that's going to be Chassie's 7th strikeout and 10 batters. So after 2.5 innings, Middle Creek leads 2-0. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the bottom of the third inning. Middle Creek leading 2-0. And the pitcher, Ryan Chassie, who had 3 strikeouts in the last inning, is up for the Mustangs. Is going to be the first batter here in the third inning for the Mustangs, as he had a single his first time up in the bottom of the first. And this is going to be hit right to the second. This is going to be hit right to the second baseman Long, who's going to get it over to the first baseman Jackson. So that's going to bring up Alex D'Agostino here, who popped up to the first baseman his first time at bat.
For those of you who don't necessarily care for slow-paced baseball games, this is certainly not your game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these pitchers have been great at moving the game fast and getting great entertainment out of it.
And that curveball is going to be right down the side of the strike zone for strike one, make it a 0-1 count with 1 out. Nobody on base. This is going to be over for a ball 1, little down and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, this umpire is consistently calling inside fastballs, and
this is going to be hit right. It's going to be hit right to the center fielder, Consalo, for the second out of the inning. For the second out, and that's going to bring up Dominique Garicole.
But as I was saying, the umpire has been consistent, which is great for both teams, even though some of those calls may be questionable.
Yeah, you like when he's calling it. The teams always like when they're calling it the same way because it's even. They might not like the way he's calling it, but if they can deal if he's calling it both ways, as that pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. As Dominique Garicole flew out his first time up in the bottom of the first. So he's 0 for 1 today.
Yeah, Mott got a little bit of a break there in the first 2/3 of the inning as he maybe with 3 or 4 pitches that he had 2 batters gone through as one flew out to center.
So that's going to be in for strike 1, making it a 2-1 count. Derek will looking here to get started, something started for the Mustangs. As he's going to pop this up, and this is going to get, and this is just going to be just,
Ooh.
this is going to be just out of reach. It's going to be just in play down the foul, but it was a little with the sun. It was kind of hard for the catcher Rhodes and first baseman Jackson to judge whether it was going to get out or not. It came right down the fence on the Fuquay dugout.
Yeah, that was definitely not an easy catch. He didn't make it, but to add in the factor that the sun was there too.
And that's going to be over and outside, so that's going to be down and away for a ball 3.
Yeah, that would be a tough catch for either a baseball player at any level. Be extremely difficult, like you said, Griff. Not even counting the sun.
Yeah, of course.
And that's going to be a check swing strike here. So that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Mott here.
Yeah, and for some of our sponsors, Jersey Mike's has a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwiches in the industry. Visit one of 4 Jersey Mike locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. South Wake Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group is changing the way people live. For more information about dental implants or to schedule a consultation appointment, call 919-567-3293. South Wake Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group.
Thank you again to our Thoroughbred sponsors. We're going to take a quick break here, as we'll be back in a minute for the top of the 4th inning. You're watching the Sports Block. Top of the 4th inning with the first batter for Fuquay here, Matthew Long. And Chassie's first pitch is going to be a ball here, making it 1-0 count. As Long struck out looking his first time up in the top of the first. And this is going to be in for ball 2. So Chassie a couple of times has got kind of fallen behind in the count, but each time he's been able to work back. As this is going to be up high for ball 3 as he's down 3-0 in the count. Coaches are just telling him to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, that pace he had going, I mean, I don't want to say it's working or not working, but, maybe if he slows himself down a little bit and gets a pitch in, he'll be all good.
As this pitch is going to be in for a strike 1. The Fuquay crowd here did not like that, as that did look a little up, a little high and outside.
A questionable call, again.
And that's going to be up, and that's going to be ball 4, so Long's going to draw a leadoff walk here. So that's going to make up McCraw here, who drew a walk his only at bat, so he's 0 for 0 today.
Yeah, Chassie's second walk now, I believe, and I mean he's been striking kids out left and right, so we'll see how he manages this at bat.
And this pitch is going to be in for a strike 1. So we'll see if Middle Creek can avoid giving up a run here. Fuquay is looking to steal the momentum back, as he's going to foul this one off out of play just down the right field line, making an 0-2 count here with 2 strikes.
I wouldn't be necessarily too surprised here if Fuquay decides to go and steal, not necessarily in this at bat because there's 2 strikes, but.
As Chassie checks the runner over at first, so he's checking on Long.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's really difficult for a runner to get off on Chassie, as Chassie being a left-handed pitcher.
As this pitch is going to be inside for ball 1. I mean, it's going to be a little outside for ball 1 here. Make a 1-2 count with no outs. And they're going to say McGraw went around, so that's going to be a strikeout for Chassie. So that's going to bring up Kyle Mott with 1 out and a runner on first.
McCraw unhappy with that last call. He turned around, looked at the umpire, shook his head, and now he hopes to get back and at his next at bat. And
that's Chassie's 8th strikeout for 3 1/3 innings. As this is going to be fouled out of play by Mott here, as that's going to stay inside the ballpark. It's going to land on the big hill over there off the right side, behind the Fuquay-Varina bench. Fuquay-Varina dugout.
I mean, if you want front row parking right there, you're taking a little bit of a risk.
Yeah, as Chassie checks on the McGraw again.
I wouldn't be too surprised if that's most of the Middle Creek players' cars right there. So if they want to pay the price of parking their car there, that's the risk they got to take.
Yeah, most of the as that pitch is going to be in for ball 1. As most of the softball and baseball players usually park over there, especially for practices and games. And this pitch is going to be grounded right to the third baseman, Derek Cole. And it's going to be just short. And he was so Derek Cole, so Mott's going to reach on a fielder's choice.
Yeah,
here.
So Mott ruins his no-hitter that he had going a little bit there. But Chassie, I mean, so far he's been on fire. But even though White couldn't turn all the way to first at D'Agostino, it was sure a good effort, as they almost got the double play.
Yeah, as they got the lead runner.
Yeah, that's something you always want to do. You would definitely want to get that lead runner before getting your guy at first.
Mm-hmm. As the throw from second was just shy of was just a little bit late, as that's in for strike 1.
Chessie sure loves throwing that first pitch curveball. He's gotten at least 3 batters on it.
And as he acts like he's going to throw over the first to check on Kyle Mott. Check on Mott there. As this is going to be fouled out of play. And that's going to make it a 0-2 count with 2 outs and runner on first.
Yeah, Howell so far, his 5 pitches that he's seen have all been strikes on him so far. So hopefully for Fuquay, I'm sure they're hoping for him to change that.
Mm-hmm. As they're going to get as they're going to get Mott in a rundown. They're going to get Mott attempting to steal. So that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So after 3.5 innings, Middle Creek leads 2-0. We'll be right back for the sports block. And welcome back to the Sports Blog as we're back for the bottom of the 4th inning with our first batter of the inning, Sean Horton from the Mustangs, as he grounded out his first time at bat. Which is the bottom of the 2nd, where Middle Creek almost batted around. So we'll see if Sean Horton can get something going for the Mustangs, as Mott's first pitch is going to be high for ball 1. As the second pitch is going to be away for ball 2. As this pitch is going to be, they're going to call it a strike here, even though Rhodes dropped the ball. So they're going to call it a strike here, so that's going to make it a 2-1 count on Horton. As this pitch is going to be hit, it's going to be hit to the shortstop, and he's going to get Horton just by.
He dropped the ball. Ooh.
They're going to get Horton, the shortstop, Johnson's going to get Horton there by half a step. That was a close play there at first base. So
Yeah, from here it did look like he got the ball there in time and just beat Horton by a step, but he dropped the ball, which the umpire, I should say, didn't see.
And that brings up Todd Bobank, who drew a walk his first time up. As that's going to be in for ball 1, make it a 1-1 count with 1 out.
I mean, that's the toughest call in baseball as an umpire, though, so whoever's on the wrong side of that will definitely be angry, no matter what.
And that's going to be in as Bobank swings and misses at the 1-1 pitch, make it a 1-2 count. As this is going to be fouled off the catcher here, make it still remains a 1-2 count. As Rhodes goes out to talk to his pitcher, Mott, just kind of go over things, get on the same page here of what they want to do, and probably a little bit of Rhodes was kind of fouled off, just walking it off a little bit.
As we've seen in the upper part of the 4th, we see Chassis slow down his momentum a little bit, but as we've seen, Mott has not given up with his momentum and pace. And
that pitch is going to be in for ball 2. So let's see if Bobank can reach base here for the Mustangs. As that's going to be inside for ball 3. Make it a full count here. And that's going to be a ball 4, so Bobank's going to walk again for the second time in this game, and that's going to bring in Chris Bleeker to pinch run for him. So let's see what else, and that's going to bring up Josh White to bat with a runner on first and no outs. I mean 1 out, correction. This is where the Mustangs started in the. Got a little bit started in the 2nd inning. Sean Horton grounded out and started in, and Todd Bobank drew a walk, and then Josh White came up. So we'll see if Mill Creek can get another run. As Josh White's going to foul this one out of play, make it a 0-1 count.
Yeah, right around the 4th, 5th inning is, I think, when the Mustangs should probably pick up their pace on offense, as they are up 2-0, but they can't rely on Chassis pitching all night. So extending their lead would definitely be helpful.
Definitely. As that's going to be in for ball 1. But at the same time, you don't want to give him too much of a lead, even though you'd probably, at that point, bring in somebody from the bullpen. But at the same time, if he's dealing, you don't want to have too much of a lead because you don't want him to think he has a lot of room for error. But at the same time, you don't want him to think he has no room for error.
Yeah. Yeah, you make a good point.
That's going to be in for ball 2. You want to make sure he has enough room that he's just going to continue to be in the zone and deal. Like if he's dealing, let him deal. Even if that means you can't use him for a couple days, if that means you get to save your bullpen, then I think that's a decision Coach Thompson would make. As this going to be grounded back to the pitcher, who tries to get it to the shortstop Johnson, but Johnson just drops the ball. So that's going to So, Josh White's gonna reach on a fielder's choice, and Bleacher's gonna advance a second on the error.
From my point of view, on why he dropped the ball, when the pitcher Mott picked up the ball, he almost seemed to hesitate the throw to second base, and I think that the shortstop anticipated the ball on that first hesitation.
As Mott goes back to Johnson, who's gonna redeem himself and get the out. He's gonna get both outs. He's gonna get both outs there. So that's gonna be double play there for the Bengals. Yeah. So before we go to break, I'm gonna tell you about our Colt sponsors again. Harris Heater supports Middle Creek High School with their VIC program. Register your VIC card with the Stampede Club to support Middle Creek athletics. Ask about student savings and checking accounts at PNC Bank on Sunset Lake and Optimus Farm Road. PNC Bank, supporting our customers and our community. Once again, thank you to our Colt sponsors, Harris Teeter and PNC Bank. We'll be right back with the top of the fifth inning. You're watching the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the top of the fifth inning as Jack Howell will lead off the inning for the Bengals as he fouls the first pitch off right back a little bit, not right back to us like earlier. And Jack Howell is 0 for 1 today with a swinging strikeout. As he's not the only one, is he? Along with many of his teammates have struck out swinging. As that pitcher was in for a ball one, as Chassie's been dealing today. And that's going to be in for a strike two, swinging strike two. So that's making a 1-2 count.
Chassie's curveball is, without a doubt, has been working in his favor all night.
I don't know what happened there. I think the batter may have called time there. Well, no. They're going to call it a ball, so it's 2-2 count. So I think Chassie was about to throw, but then he got the wrong signal.
That's one of those odd occurrence moments where you don't see very much as Chassie. I mean, I can't really tell you what happened.
Yes, very rarely.
He pointed to his foot. Maybe it was something in the dirt that he slipped on. But I can guarantee you won't see that for a long time.
Yeah, he was smart of him to get the ball, to let the ball go, as he wouldn't have. That would have most likely been a balk as he swings in, as Howell swings at that pitch and strikes out. So that's Chassie's 8th K of the day. That's going to bring up Luke Rhodes.
Yeah, Howell's having a tough night of his own, going 0 for 3.
Correction, that was actually Chassie's 9th strikeout of the night. And that's going to be in the dirt for ball one. And this is going to be hit hard to the center fielder, Chandler, but it's going to be hit right into Chandler, as Chandler almost does not have to move. So that's going to bring up Lucas Jackson here. Bring up Lucas Jackson, the the first baseman, who struck out swinging his last time up. And he's going to foul, barely get a piece of that. He's going to foul this one off. He got a piece of it on his bat at the last second, so instead of being a ball, it's a strike.
I think what they're trying to say is he possibly went for it at the end, but, I mean, all the Fuquay fans and Jackson as well are visibly upset.
As one of the coaches here from Middle Creek is talking to the umpire, kind of giving Bobank some extra time to talk to Chassie there. Kind of smart coaching move, give more time on the conference on the mound, even though it wasn't an official visit.
Yes, I believe it's what you guys were saying. I think at the end of that pitch, he swung, and the umpire called him a strike.
And that's going to be a strike 2, make it 0-2 count. I'm not sure he would not have got a piece of the ball if it would have been a strike. I don't know if he would have went all the way around, but the fact that he got a piece of the ball makes it a strike.
Yes.
So that's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. It's kind of unfortunate there for Jackson, as if he doesn't swing at that, it's a 2-1 count instead of a 1-2 count, which is a big difference in the counts. As he swings and misses at that, the ball's going to be in the dirt, so Bobank's going to have to throw it over to the first baseman, D'Agostino, for the out. So if Middle Creek leads 2-0 after 4.5 innings, we'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block, as we're back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Middle Creek leading 2-0. And Kyle Mott is still the pitcher for the Bengals, as he's given up 3 hits, a couple of walks, and 2 runs here. And so the first batter of this inning is going to be Ryan Scholler for the Mustangs, as he's 0 for 1 today with a fly out and RBI ground out. As that he's going to foul that one off. So that's going to make an 0-1 pitch here.
Yeah, Scholler probably regretting swinging at that, as it most likely would have been a ball, but I guess he saw the ball being hittable.
And that's going to be a swing and a miss there for Scholler. So that's going to be an 0-2 count.
Scholler should be anticipating a curveball on the 0-2 count he'll want to sit back on this ball and try to ride it into the gaps in the outfield. In the outfield.
Yeah,
definitely some type of changeup or slider coming in.
We'll see if Scholler waits here, and as Scholler's going to hit this one right to the shortstop, Johnson, who's going to get over to the first baseman, Jackson. So that's going to be a ground out for Scholler, as I bring up Wade Chandler, who's 1 for 2 today over a strikeout and a single.
The Mustangs have really been able to put the ball in the bat and put it into play, but the infield of Fuquay has been quite impressive, as they've been getting a lot of outs at first and second base.
Yeah, their Middle Creek's only one of their 2 runs was off a stolen bag at second.
And that's going to be in for strike 2. I mean, for ball 1.
But Fuquay's infield has, for most of the entire game, has.
That's going to be fouled right up to the shortstop, Johnson, for the out. So that's going to be a quick at bat for Chandler. As I was going to bring up Ryan Chassie, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a ground out.
Yeah, Johnson, only being a sophomore at shortstop, has really had a great day fielding, and he's had some great throws over to first, and he's been very proficient, and as catching that last out, as he just did.
As Chassie swings and misses at that pitch to make an 0-1 count.
Now Chassie, when he goes home tonight, he's not going to be disappointed no matter the outcome of this game. With his 10 strikeout performance in counting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can imagine Coach Thompson's going to let him go until he starts running out of juice, but so far we haven't seen that, so he might be able to pitch this entire game. I guess
As
we'll
that's
just have to
going
wait
to
and
be
see.
in for ball 2. Make it 2-1 count. Yeah, so we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah.
As that pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 3, make it a 3-1 count. So we'll see if Chassis gets the green light here on a 3-1 count and 2 outs. We'll see if Chassis gets the green light to swing here. As that pitch is going to be in for strike 2. For strike 2 to make it a 3-2 count. Chassis didn't agree with the call, as it is full count. I think Chassis either didn't really agree with the call, but at the same time, I think he's a little mad at himself. He didn't swing at that.
Yeah.
As that's going to be right down. Oh, that looked like that was right down the middle, but so that's going to be a ball 4. So Chassis is going to draw a walk, which is going to bring in Daniel Alvarado here for the Mustangs to pinch run for him.
Yeah, that's a difficult call that the umpire just made, but then again, you have to think in Fuquay's perspective, that looked like a great pitch that just came in. But Chassis had no doubt, and he went straight to first base as he thought it was a ball.
Here's one of Middle Creek's power hitters. Watch for extra bags on this one.
As Alvarado takes off for second, and he's going to be caught stealing. No, he's going to be safe.
Safe.
Must have slid under the tag.
Yeah, from this angle, it looked like he got him and was super early on.
Yeah,
the throw.
the throw definitely got there in time, but I guess Johnson was not able to apply the tag.
The bag's a little far away from here, so we can't see well, but it did look like he got out for a second. The tag must have came in a little late, which it did appear to see.
As that pitch is going to be in for ball 1 and making a 1-1 count. As that pitch is going to be in for ball 2 to make it a 2-1 count. The Fuquay faithful here are getting a little unnerved here at some of these recent ball strike calls here. They're getting a little fed up. They're getting a little mad at it as D'Agostino hisses right to the diving glove, right into the reaching glove of the left fielder, David Keefe.
Now, before we go, I'd like to thank our thoroughbred sponsors of the night. Jersey Mike's is a tradition of quality and commitment, making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of the 4 Jersey Mike locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. So, Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group is changing the way people live. For more information about what dental implants or to schedule a consultation appointment, call 919-567-3293. Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group.
And we'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the top of the 6th inning as Ryan Chassey's first pitch to Wesley Knowles is in for a strike 1 and make an 0-1 count with no outs. Middle Creek leading 2-0. As that's going to be in for strike 2. As Ryan Chassey does have 10 strikeouts on the day. And Knowles is 0 for 1 today for a strikeout with 1 strikeout. As that's going to be in for ball 1. Making a 1-2 count.
Yeah, Chassis bringing some heat on that second pitch. The second strike, I might add.
And that's going to be a little low for a strike, so that's going to make it a 2-2 count. And a 2-2 pitch is in just a little high for the umpire to call it a strike, so that's going to make it a 3-2 count.
Yeah, it's Chassis. He's just really painting the box right now. Close, but can't be called a strike. But there is a strike.
And he's going to swing and miss at that strike, so that's going to be Chassie's 11th strikeout of the day. So that's going to bring up Vinny Consolo here for the Bengals. Actually, no, that's going to be David Keefe here for the Bengals. So David Keefe's going to come in to hit for Vinny Consolo. David Keefe is also listed as a pitcher, as that pitch is going to be in for strike one. On the roster, David Keefe is actually listed at as his pitcher, so it'll be interesting to see the net at the top of the bottom of the sixth if Keefe comes in the pitch for the Bengals, as that pitch is going to be outside for ball two, make it a 2-1 count. Make it a 2-1 count with 1 out. As that's going to be a swing and a miss at the 2-1 pitch to make it a 2-2 count.
Yeah, hard swing there by Keith as he fell out of the box there. Looking for a big hit, which Fuquay desperately needs right now at the top of the sixth.
Yes,
as they really need someone to come around for a run.
As this is going to be hit. It's going to be hit right in the gap between the shortstop and third baseman for the first hit of the day. So Keefe was going to single in his first at bat. So he's already has more hits than the rest of the Fuquay team combined, and he's had one bat at bat. So that's gonna bring up Cameron Johnson with 1 out, runner on first, and Cameron Johnson's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts.
I can imagine the Mustang fans probably don't want me talking anymore after saying that they need a hit. And their prayers were answered.
And this is going to be out to the parking lot, and that's going to be fouled out to the parking lot. I believe it's going to hit a car. That's just a reaction by the fan. I believe it hit a car. So somebody's going to come out to a nice surprise.
Either that or it sure was close.
Oh, yeah. So 0-2 pitch. The umpire calls time here. As the batter calls time. I just heard somebody behind me say that fouled off pitch hit 2 cars. So as 0-1 pitch is as Chassie throws it over to the check on Keefe there, but he's going to be called safe there, so it wasn't in time to get him.
Yeah, Chassie's pickoff move to first base is extremely fast. It's hard for any runner to get away from that.
Yeah, even D'Agostino had some trouble catching it, as it really comes in quick.
And that pitch is going to be high for ball 1. So this pitch is going to be hit high and deep to right field. And it's going to land foul. The right fielder, Horton was not able to get to it, but fortunately for the Mustangs, it landed foul. So that's a big break for the Mustangs.
That was a heck of an effort, though, by Horton trying to go get that ball.
That was big.
Deep in the right field.
Yeah, showing his tremendous speed from football and trying to go get that foul territory ball.
Yeah, so that's going to make it a 1-2 count here with 1 out. Runner on first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. There's going to be a swing and a miss there for Johnson. So that's going to be his 3rd strikeout of the day, all swinging. That's going to bring up Matthew Long, who is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a looking strikeout here. So Fuquay is down to its final 4 outs.
Chassie's been real careful with Keith, as he's really not trying to let him advance to second, which sure would give the Bengals an advantage, as a good base hit would run him in.
And that's going to be in for strike 1, making it 0-1 count. So, 0-1 count. They're going to say he went. I'm going to say he went on the check swing, so it's going to be an 0-2 count there. So it's going to make an 0-2 count. 2 outs, runner on first. And it's going to be in the dirt for ball 1 as Keith takes a second on the pass ball as Boban came up looking to throw, but both the second baseman White and Scholler both said do not to throw it.
Fuquay dugout trying to get into Chelsea's head and screw his.
And that's going to be a swing and a strikeout there for Long. So that's going to be Long's second strikeout of the day, and that's going to be Chassie's 13th strikeout of the day. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, Middle Creek leading 2-0. We'll be right back with the Sports Block.
Chassie's got 13 strikeouts.
Chassie has 13 strikeouts. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the bottom of the 6th inning with Middle Creek leading 2-0. Middle Creek looking to tack on some insurance runs here as they already lead 2-0 over Fuquay, but some insurance runs would go a long way here as Dominic Derrickole is going to be the first batter up for the Mustangs here as Dominic Derrickole was 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a strikeout here. So let's see if he can get something started going for the Mustangs. As Mott is still in the pitch for the Bengals.
Yeah, this is now his 6th inning pitching, and he hasn't slowed down much. He's had a pretty consistent performance.
Yeah, as Derrickole hits this high, but it's going to stay in the infield as a shortstop, but Johnson's going to come in to get it. So that's going to be a pop-up for Derrickole.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's been really tough for Middle Creek for that ball to leave the infield as they've really had their way with the Fuquay infield today.
So that's coming up Sean Horton, who was 0 for 2 on the day with 2 ground outs. And that's going to be just almost hits Horton. Let's make it a 1-0 count here.
Yeah, that looked a little scary from back here.
Yeah.
As
Almost skinned him right in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be down and away for ball 2, making it a 2-0 count. Not as scary as the pitch Bobank had to duck at earlier. So that makes it, that's going to be in for a strike 1 to make it a 2-1 count with 1 out here. With a 2-1 count here. And he's going to swing and miss. He's going to swing and miss at the 2-1 pitch here, make it a 2-2 count with 1 out. And this is going to be fouled off, so Horton stays alive. And it's going to be high for ball 3 and make it a full count here with 1 out.
All 3 of Mott's balls have been way out of the zone. Let's see if we can find this and locate this ball right in the strike zone.
And it's going to be fouled right back, so Horton stays alive.
Yeah, he's really making Mott pay for this strikeout that he's looking for. But Mott is going back the same way, saying that it's not going to be easy to get a hit on me.
As Horton has hits this hard to right field, and it's going to be off the glove of the right fielder, McCrow. So Horton's gonna go on to third. So Horton's gonna reach third on an error error by the right fielder. Big big moment here for the Mustangs.
Great hustle by Sean right there to realize that the right fielder had dropped the ball and turn on his turbo boosters and get all the way to third base.
Yeah, I mean that was a really difficult catch by the right fielder, but I mean to be honest with him, he that's one of those catches he has to make, as the ball did rotate a little bit in the air and he was switching from his left to right shoulder.
And that's going to bring up Todd Bobang with a runner on third and 1 out. And Fuquay looks like they're just going to leave Mott in here.
Yeah, the right fielder's definitely visibly upset and not happy.
And that's going to be inside for ball 1. Yeah, I don't blame him, because if he catches that, it's the second out of the inning, and there's no runners on base.
Close to a pass ball. If there was one, then Horton advances to home.
Oh, yeah. That would have made the score 3-0 in Middle Creek.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if Bobang can. Bobang fouls this one straight back, making it a 2-1 count. Fouled back at the right back at the lady sitting next to me, down a little bit next to me. And this is gonna be in for a ball free and make it a 3-1 count. So on deck we have Ashton Oyster here for the Mustangs instead of Josh White. As Bobang is gonna field this one to the third baseman, who tries to throw home, but it's gonna go over the catcher. Mott fields it behind home, trying to get it to the second baseman Long. So that's gonna be an RBI single there for Bobang. So
There's great base running by the Mustangs there, with Sean not giving up full awareness to commit to home plate, and by the base runner getting safely in the second.
I believe we're gonna have a pitching change here. I think. Yeah, we're gonna have a pitching change here for the Bengals. So our new pitcher for the Bengals is number 22, David Keefe. So after Keefe warms up, we'll be back for the sports block. Middle Creek leads 3-0. We'll be right back with the sports block.
Don't go yet.
And welcome back to the sports block, as we're back after the pitching change for the Bengals. As head coach, as the new pitcher is Joe Arnett. And interesting here that Milton Center made the change with here after a wild throw home, and Bobang was able to single. Get Horton home. So we'll see what Ashton Oyster can do here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Coach Center is a very respected coach throughout the conference and throughout other schools as well. So whenever he makes a change, you can imagine it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. As Oyster fouls that one off out of play to make it a 1-1 count with 1 out. Runner on second. As Chris Bleeker is on second, pinch running for Todd Bobang. This is going to be fat out of play again, almost in the same exact spot. So watch out if you're on the Frisbee golf course. So 1-2 count now. Let's see if Oyster can bring Bleecker home and make the score 4-0 Middle Creek.
Yeah, Mott had been so consistent throughout the day, but it wasn't so surprising to see him, cool down a little bit, considering how many pitches he's thrown by now.
And that's going to be up in the up high for ball 2 to make it a 3-2 count. Big moment in this big pitch here for Arnett here. As the runner goes, and this pitch is going to be up past the third baseman. As Bleecker goes home, and the throw is going to be wide from the Keefe's throw from left field is going to be wide of the catcher road, so Bleeker's going to come home to score. So that's going to make it 4-0 Middle Creek.
Well, Fuquay has quite honestly fallen apart a little bit here, as their fielding had been so proficient throughout the day, and now just they're falling apart a little bit as both pitchers now have given up not multiple hits by Arnett, but
Oyster struck out on that throw there as Smeeto grounds back to the pitcher. So after 6.5 complete, Mill Creek leads 4-0. And before we go, you're going to hear about some of our sponsors.
Yes, thanks to our Thoroughbred sponsors. Jersey Mike's has a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of the 4 Jersey Mike's locations in Cary or Apex and try a fresh sliced sandwich today. Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group is changing the way people live. For more information about dental implants or to schedule a consultation appointment, call 919-567-3293. Southwick Oral Surgery and Dental Implants Group.
And we'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the top of the 7th inning, and Fuquay is down to its last 3 outs. And Fuquay's first batter is going to be Garrett McGraw, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a walk. And that pitch is going to be in for strike 1 as Ryan Chassie looks to go for the complete game, already having 13 strikeouts and giving up 1 hit. And that pitch is going to be in there for strike 2 to make an 0-2 count.
I think it's kind of crazy how he's 13 strikeouts in, and a lot of batters, and he still makes his ball move the way he does. He's bringing heat with it too, which is quite incredible.
As McGraw fouls that one off, so it stays alive. 0-2 count here. And this is going to be bouncing the dirt for ball 1.
We'll see at the end of this half inning if Chassie can take the SWAC-leading Mustangs to a 3-0 start to conference play and keep them on this winning streak they have going.
And this pitch is going to be in for ball 2 to make it a 2-2 count here. As I believe, almost thought we were going to have a pitching change there real quick, but no, coaches came out to give some more baseballs to the umpire.
Yeah, you have to let Chassie finish this game out. That'd be a little disappointing to see a pitching change.
I don't know the pitch count, so that could play into a factor if he does get removed from this game. But
that is true.
He
has 2 strikes on him so far, so.
As he fouls this one off.
I would have to agree with the fan who recently just said, stop fouling the baseballs because sooner or later we're going to be able to run out of them.
Yeah.
Just that pass ball just went over the fence.
As he hits this one deep to left center, but the left fielder Schmiedel is gonna. Left fielder Schmiedel is gonna corral it for out 1, number 1. So that's going to bring up Kyle Mott, who was he was 1 for 2. He was 0 for 1 today as he flew out and reached on a fielder's choice, but he was also caught stealing for the 3rd out of the 4th inning. And that's first. And the first pitch is going to be in there for strike 1, making 0-1 count here. It's going to be fouled off, making 0-2 count. When I hit a car,
You could definitely hear that one from here.
you heard the thump and you heard the crowd reaction, making a 0-2 count there with 1 out.
It's almost like if you park your car within 500 feet of this place, it's going to get hit.
As this is going to be hit right to the third baseman, Derrickle, who's going to get over to first baseman D'Agostino for the out. And good job there by Derrickle taking this time there, but also making a good throw. So that's gonna bring up Jack Howell for the Bengals. So Jack Howell is the Bengals' last hope here for to extend this game.
Yeah, Chassis looking to close this game out, hopefully on a strikeout, which would make his 14th.
There's the start of it.
And first pitch strike. All the batters this inning have got first pitch strikes. And that's going to be low for ball 1. So Howell's the only batter so far this inning to not be at an 0-2 count at some point. This is going to be bounced right back. This is going to be bounced in front of the catcher Bobang. And it's going to bounce back to the net here behind home plate right in front of us. Was a little more prepared for that one, not like the one that was fouled straight back at my face. And that's going to be in for ball 2, making a 2-1 count. No, actually 3-1 count.
That sure was a close call. It did seem like a strike, but the umpire didn't agree.
Ooh. And this is gonna be a ball. I think it might hit him. I think it might hit the tip of the helmet of Hal. So either way, it was gonna be a walk there. So Hal's gonna reach on a hit by a pitch. And I don't know if we're gonna have a pitching change here. So head coach Jeremy Thompson comes out. I think we're gonna have a pitching change.
I do see a pitcher, and from here, I believe it's Jacob Fisher.
Jacob Fisher, but he doesn't appear to be coming in, so
it would seem quite extreme to have someone come out with 1 out left to finish the game, but but maybe if Chassis reached his pitch count tonight. But no, it seems that he's going to stay in.
He's going to stay in. They're going to leave Chassis in, so I think this was just a mound visit here for Coach Thompson, just to kind of maybe calm down his starting pitcher and kind of make sure he still can go from one batter.
Yes, I'd imagine that Coach Thompson's mound visit was to tell Chassis if maybe don't get this batter, we're going to bring in Jacob to
He's
finish this game.
probably just coming in to calm him down. It's going to be grounded. Oh! That was grounded right to the shortstop shoulder, but he's going to commit the error there. So Fuquay is going to have runners on first and second with 2 outs. That was nothing to do with that was not Chassis' fault right there.
No, I mean it did seem that the game was probably over at that point, but Scholler committed the error, which it seemed to have popped up a little bit, but at the same time, it's one of those plays that you kind of need to make, especially at the end of these games.
And that pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 1.
It does seem that Jacob Fisher is ready to come in as a closer if needed, but it doesn't seem that way.
Yes,
Let's see if Chassis might have something else to say about it. It's going to be grounded to the second baseman Asher for the third out of the inning. So your final score is going to be Middle Creek 4, Fuquay nothing. And the big story tonight was Ryan Chassis with 13 strikeouts. He absolutely dominated the Fuquay lineup from start to finish with 13 strikeouts and only allowing 1 hit and only walking 3 batters. So Ryan Chassis was on from the start and was able to have the complete game shutout. So once again, your final score is Middle Creek 4, Fuquay nothing. Middle Creek improves to 6-2 overall, 3-0 in conference, and Fuquay drops to 5-6 and 5-6 overall and 1-2 in conference. So once again, your final score is Middle Creek 4, Fuquay nothing. Thank you for tuning into the Sports Block. We'll see you next time.